Hi Sid, hi girls, welcome to Dad's Kitchen and our harvest theme, which begins this morning. We really don't have a harvest theme, but it is harvest time. Pumpkin Fest is coming up, and so we're going to make low-fat apple muffins. And first things first, go Sox! Tampa Rays starts tonight. Road to the World Series. Okay. Apple muffins, so we're going to cut an apple. And this is the way you do it. Just take your knife or your chopper and slice down alongside the core, maybe 5 wedges like that. And then, being very careful not to cut your fingers, chop them up in slices, and then just kind of cut them all around so you've got fine pieces that you can add to your batter. Just kind of chop it all up like that. Okay, and you have your apples that we're just going to put aside now. Now I want you to notice there are only 2 parts to this recipe, any muffin recipe. Wet ingredients. We have non-fat buttermilk, egg whites, oil, canola oil, and then dry ingredients, flour and sugar, to which you're going to add some baking powder and some baking soda. I've already done that here. So you see we've got it all mixed together, the flour and the sugar, the baking powder, the baking soda.
How much?
You should have, it's online or it's in your email. You can see the amounts, and we'll add it to the cookbook. Don't forget to turn your oven on to 375. That's 375. Preheat your oven. You have your dry ingredients. You're going to see how easy this is. Here are the wet ingredients. I've just added the oil, the buttermilk, and what else? The egg whites. And we're just going to make a little well inside the dry ingredients here, and we're going to just add this all at once. Make sure you get everything out. Okay, there it is. Stir it all together. Now, here's an important note here. You want to stir this together until it's all mixed and everything's wet, but not over stir it. You don't want to stir it too much. And you know what? I'm just going to add maybe another tablespoon or 2 of buttermilk. It calls for a 1/4 cup, but you want the batter to be a little bit looser than that. Something like that. That's the consistency that you want. So when you lift it up in your spoon, it doesn't fall right off, but it kind of globs. That's an official cooking term. Globbing. So there it is. Don't overstir it. And now we're going to take those delicious apples. Oh, one thing I didn't mention. There's one other dry ingredient. If you have cinnamon or apple spice, which is what I've added here, which is nutmeg and cinnamon and cloves, you can add that into the flour as well, just to give it a little bit more of an apple flavor. Now let's take our apples, make sure that there aren't pieces that are too big. This is 1 apple, and it comes to about maybe a cup. And we're just going to add this all at once into your batter. That's actually plenty of apple. And now this recipe is good for any kind of a muffin. You can make pumpkin muffins for Pumpkin Fest if you wanted to. You could add blueberries to this or any other thing that you want together with the apples, but you're done, except for putting them in your muffin pan. This recipe makes about 6 smaller medium-sized muffins. You want to oil your pan with this cooking spray and just kind of go around until everything is covered. And then, pardon my fingers, you're going to add this until the batter comes just about to the top, almost to the top of the muffin tray, like that. If you want, you can add some cinnamon and sugar, sprinkle some cinnamon and sugar on top of this batter before you put it in the oven. Very important, after you get through, lick your fingers. Here's the summary then, and this is a benefit you get from my high-tech cooking show. This is off my laptop. Here are the ingredients. For low-fat apple muffins, the oven is at 375. You combine the dry ingredients, a cup of flour, 1/4 teaspoon baking soda, 1/2 teaspoon baking powder, 1/4 teaspoon cinnamon or apple spice, and 1/2 cup of sugar. Whisk it all together, and then add to the dry ingredients these wet ingredients. 1 egg white, 1/3 cup of oil, 1/4 cup of non-fat buttermilk, and 1 apple peeled and chopped, or any other fruit that you'd like to add, but no more than a cup. Stir it all together until it's just moistened, and add it to the oiled muffin tins. One last tip to make sure they're done. You don't want to take them out too soon. Put your finger, press the top, and make sure, come in here videographer, make sure that it springs back like that. They're done. And then let them cool for maybe just 5 minutes. Just tip them up like that so they don't sweat underneath. You can use a knife or your fingertips. And then, if you're wondering if you're going to love these muffins, as Sarah Palin would say, you betcha!
When I look in my father's eyes, my father's eyes, when I look in my